Welcome to Season 12 of the Social Work Rants Podcast, providing an inside look of the social work mental health profession, social work being political, the struggles of social work entrepreneurship, the intersectionality of mental health and finances as it relates to social work and society as a whole. Let's get it. Hope you enjoy. Hello, social workers, mental health professionals, and change agents. Welcome to another episode of Season 12 of the Social Work Rants Podcast. I'm your host, Bas Moreno. Saludos a todos. Greetings, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, tapping in wherever you are watching or listening to the podcast. I appreciate all the love and support. Gracias a todos por su apoyo. Continue to follow the podcast on Instagram at Social Work Rants Podcast. Yes, that is all one word. This week's episode, we'll be talking about changes to the ASWB exam. They're making some changes. So, for 2026, my fellow social workers, my goal 2026 is to pass my ASWB exam. Well, changes are coming mid 2026. This, if you're taking your exam anywhere from now, as I record this episode in January to, I guess, social work month in March at least. There's no specific time frame that I haven't seen, but from what I've seen online, mid 2026, they're still going by 2025 standards, but the changes to the exam, I'm going to go over these updated changes. So let's get it started. So some of the key changes. The only thing that's not changed is they're still going to give you 4 hours for the exam. That's the main thing that has not changed. That, and I haven't seen any evidence that is less culturally biased to Black and brown folks. So those are the only two things that remain the same. But unfortunately, they haven't really made a strong effort to change the cultural bias that exists in the exam. But yeah, here are the changes. So content areas reduced from 4 to 3. This would be values and ethics, assessment and planning, intervention and practice. As those are the content areas they're going to be focusing on. The question format, we used to have 4 answers. Now it's going to be 3, more than 3 option multiple choice questions with a move away from factual recall towards application, reasoning, and ethical prioritization in scenarios. So I guess be less questions in terms of they give you a little synopsis and what medication to give or whatever, like something that you got to memorize, like the medications, like certain diagnoses. And I guess that it's going away. So it'll be 110 operational questions. That is down from 150. So it'll be 12 of those questions. 12 questions are going to be pre-test questions. That's a change from the 20. So it was really 170 questions. So it's 100 and, do the math correctly, 122. It looks like the changes. And yes, fewer questions, kind of 122 questions. 110 of those questions are scored, and there's 12 pre-test questions. So that's a change from the 170. So you should be having potentially having more time to answer these questions in the 4 hours. So again, the question format, more than three multiple choice questions with a move away. Yeah, I just said that, away from factual recall towards application, reasoning, ethical prioritization, basically prioritizing ethics in scenarios. Knowledge statements are changing from knowledge, skills, and abilities replaced by applied knowledge statements focusing on how social workers use knowledge. Okay. Ethics emphasis. The values and ethics area gets more weight. So study your code of ethics. Uh, and I've been telling you that for years. So study the code of ethics, and then they'll be like, you know about art, and then there'll be like no questions, right? Because they're putting more emphasis, and rightly so, on the code of ethics. Implementation changes roll out nationally starting mid 2026. I just said that. There's a study shift. They're moving. They're trying to move from memorizing facts to mastering clinical reasoning and applying ethics in complex situations. The focus on why questions will ask for the best or the first action, requiring you to think like a practicing social worker. That's always been the case. You could go back to my episode with Dr. Edith Shapiro. Um, uh, New Yorkers in New Jersey, in northern New Jersey folks know her as the boot camp. So if you ever heard of the boot camp, that's Dr. Shapiro's class, and she's always stressing what is the first. And to this day, her husband, who taught the classes, I still hear his voice in my head, like, "What do you do first? What do you do first? Are you safe? What do you do first?" So, and I tell her that all the time, every time I see her. So shout out to her, and shout out to everybody else that does study ASWB study guys. So there's more than one that also leads to folks having um, analysis paralysis. Okay, I want to study for this exam. I need it. I need it for my job so I can stay in the job. But who do I go to try to study? And I don't want to waste my money. And if I fail the exam, I wasted money on the exam, and then I wasted on money. I feel like the program didn't work for me. Now I need to possibly go get another program. So that I've been there and done that. So I totally understand it. So that's why I shout out to everybody who does, study guides, study sessions, or have a program to help you pass the exam, because it is a big deal in passing. It actually affects your pockets and what you're trying to do in your career, and you're trying to get your LM, you're trying to get your LC, you're trying to move up in your place of work, you're trying to, build a business, a private practice. So obviously, um, end of the day, it all comes down to money. So it's recommended to use study material, which leads to use updated study material strategies aligned with this applied scenario based approach. So again, three content areas, three and four multiple choice, with questions having three options. So they reduce the options, give you more of a chance to try to answer the question correctly. 110 operational questions with an additional 12 pre-test questions. They still don't tell you which are the 12 pre-test questions they're going to be. And again, the 4 hour time limit is still in effect. So 4 hours for less questions give you more time to think, give you more time to change your answers, and not I'm not sure this. I think this is the answer, or you move on and like, let me go back and possibly change it. Let me look at this question again. So, um, all that goes into. I've taken the test five times, and I'm the biggest anti ASWB exam there is, but it is my duty to inform you, folks that listen or watch the podcast, that changes are coming to the ASWB exam, and give you what those changes are, articulated the best I can. I hope I did that correctly. You go on the ASWB website, if anything doesn't still doesn't make any sense, or confusion, or grad schools like purposely confuse folks. Um, but yeah, take best of luck on taking the exam. I'm sure I'll touch on these changes again later on in the year as time goes, but I did want to bring it up. Like I said, if this is your year to take the exam, the changes are coming, so that might affect how it's almost tax season, so you might be using, if you get a refund, using some of that refund money to spend it on taking the exam. I've been there, done that, so I got a refund, and spent it on taking this exam. So and that's what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do to achieve your goals of what you want to do, whatever those goals are. And if your goal is to pass the ASWB exam, then you should be informed on the changes that are coming. So if you want to get it out of the way before the changes, you find out when the actual date of the changes are. If you want to take it before, or you want to wait till the changes take effect, again, that's a strategy you got to do. And if you obviously got the money to take it uh, before the changes happen, do what you got to do. So, a quick episode. I've been wanting to do this episode, give those changes real quick, because it's important. And again, it all goes back to money, time. It affects our careers in so many different ways. That affects promotions. It affects leaving a job, getting a new job, better paying job. So it's important. So on that note, talk soon. Peace.